ask each of you individually, what's a band that first got you excited about music?
A band called Godsmack.
I know Godsmack.
Yeah, like they were on the credits of a game I played, Prince of Persia, and that's where I had my grungy. That got me into rock music. Before that, though, I to be honest with you, grew up on just like funk and stuff like that. Like I just used to listen to a lot of that kind of stuff. So I never was like,
yeah, my first ever album as a kid was a James Brown album. I remember bringing that into an assembly because of that energy. But the first band I'd say was probably, I remember my brother was at university when like the Arctic Monkeys and the Libertines were first coming out, and those were the CDs that he gave to me to be like, check these out. And I think those kind of energies, and then also combining that with seeing footage of the gigs where everyone's going absolutely mental, is I think those are the bands that kind of got me into it as a teenager, into picking up a guitar and playing those types of songs. You know what I mean?
Do you know what? Actually, other than that, Biffy Clyro, to be honest with you, was someone who I used to send a lot. Like
man.
That album, is it Puzzles with the like I used to drum along to that a lot. So that was definitely
it's interesting, isn't it, how like certain bands could like, you know, create a generation of bands. I was watching this video the other day where they were talking about the Strokes and how that's a band that came about and inspired bands like Arctic Monkeys and the Libertines to come about. Do you know what I mean? Like my brother saying about that, he said at the time, you know, grunge had kind of happened and whatever. And then he was like, oh, you know, I wish that another band would come out. And suddenly the Strokes come on the radio one day and he was just like, what is this?
Yeah.
Like, you know, when you think there's a drought of it and you suddenly hear this artist that kind of creates a generation of excitement, you know, it's a cool phenomenon, man.
Is there any new bands that you've been really excited about recently?
I'd say Nova Twins.
Yeah, definitely.
I saw them in Montreal.
Oh, mate,
amazing.
Yeah, they're amazing
and man. So fresh, and like that's another one of those sounds that is like new and exciting in music.
Pushing the envelope on what a band can be, like in terms of the sonics of it, is great. Like, you know what I mean? Like the way it's served up as well, like the production of it, and you know, the style of the music. It just really is like, it's fucking cool, man.
And many others probably, I'm sure.
Yeah, man. I mean, yeah, it's always the classic thing. I mean, bands coming up at the moment, like, you know, there's a band called Hot Wax from Hastings who are coming about. Like, they're really amazing. You know, bands who are, well, I mean, the bands that are coming on tour of us, you know, Dead Pony, you got Snakes, you know, you got
Dumb Boys of Fishing Club as well. Actually, they're not
really a functional sense, but they bring punky energy to their music, and when they perform live, like, it's incredible. They're coming on tour.
Their music excites me, man. I love it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, there's tons at the moment. It's a good time for music in general, you know.
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, you have eclectic taste. You both kind of talked about listening to funk music coming up and then moving into rock. What do you think is the album that you've listened to the most in your lifetime?
I'd say like one that I always come back, like one where if I listen to it once, I'll listen to it just like endlessly. Is it's a Jeff Buckley live album, actually, from this called Live at the Chennai, man. And it's like, I think what you just said about like all those eclectic kind of tastes, I think that the thread that kind of like goes through it all is energy, and like bringing an atmosphere of energy to that music. And I think that's kind of like what we try to do, and that's what we take from that, is trying to insert energy into what we do. And like with that Chennai album, that's just one man and a guitar, but the amount of energy that's created from those things is just like powerful
stuff that makes you like feel like. So for me, an album I'd say I'll probably listen to the most is Massive Attack, Mezzanine.
Yeah,
like that's one of my all-time favorite albums. I absolutely love it, and I think more and more I'm like just wanting to incorporate the depth of that into like stuff even that we're doing.
Kind of like that. It's kind of Massive Attack-y.
You know, like we both love hip hop and stuff like that, and it's kind of like that. Obviously, that's like that genre is like growing so much now, and it's like it's cool to kind of just draw from all these different things, trip hop stuff, all this stuff to kind of like blend it into what we do, into kind of punky.
Getting trip hop into what we're doing is an exciting thing. Like, we've done that a bit on this record, but like certainly on the stuff that we're making moving forward as well. That's definitely making its appearance as well. And like, there's a fearlessness to like being like, okay, well, now that we've got one song that's on this record that's like that, let's lean into that more.
Just
you know what I mean?
experimental, just heavy, weird shit. Like,
Yeah, what's the weirdest shit you can do? That's the brief usually.
Get high when I'm feeling low.